All right, this is Andrew McCutcheon. There's several frames on this one, so I'm happy to have this one here to look at different things in the same swing. One of the things that I want to talk about here that I think is beneficial to my varsity guys in particular, but anybody really, is when a batter prepares to launch, or what we sometimes call the break. And the reason we call it the break is because it relates to, he's breaking his hands. When do you break, your traditional comfort stance there? And you'll see that McCutcheon has his foot down and he's got his front hip slightly open and his bat is on his shoulder. He'll do a couple of things, a little mental cues and little physical ticks to help with his timing. That bat will go up and back. He'll create a good strong lever right there, and then he'll start his launch. But the first thing he does is pick up his foot using the ground to create force, and that happens about when number 61 here breaks his hands. So we'll see that his foot is still down, McCutcheon, and then as soon as his hands kind of move, you start to see his heel come up right about there when he's into his glove here. And then when he breaks his hands, then you really start to see some movement out of that front leg. So it's different for different guys, and sometimes it's different depending on who you're facing. But that's a very important part of the swing. So I just wanted to illustrate that quickly so that, he's relatively flat here until that knee comes up and his hands start to move. And then at break, he's really ready to go here. So he's already moving towards the pitcher well before that ball is released. A common mistake kids make is that they'll break when the ball's mid-flight, and that's too late, especially against kids with elite velocities. And another issue that we run into is sometimes kids are pre-committed to swing. Well, you should be pre-committed to swing on every swing. When you take a pitch, you want to take it at full speed. You want to track that baseball as best as you can, because when you do swing, that's going to help you be more successful, more consistent, making good contact. So you'll see that before 61 releases this ball, McCutcheon's, already in motion here. Now his foot comes down, he's committed to swing. Those hips come open first, then the shoulders fly, and then the final arc. The wrists or hands fire on this ball, which is about down the middle, so he keeps a long lever on the front arm, and he drives this one a good way here. So we're going to let this run a little bit and then point out some things we see. It's a great swing by Cutch there. So let's take it back a little bit. I like this one here, the split screen, because it shows us the good posture that he has and how he sits down a little bit when he hits. You've heard me talk before about, a batter will sit down right here and create that good launching position, the deadlift position, if you will. And McCutcheon does that very well. The other thing we see here is, he already has some good posture over the plate. And depending on where the pitch is, it'll get even better. We use posture to handle outside pitches, and if we need to pinch in, we can do that, working outside to in. And McCutcheon's no different here. You'll see him reach to this ball, and he even has his head go a little bit even further over the plate there, and then you see that just good, work over two planes there. He's obviously broken the front one, but there you see his head, over the plate, over his chest. And that's advantageous to hit not only on the outside part of the plate, but also authentically inside. So he won't be hitting that inside pitch too far out in front. He can let it get deep with good posture. And that's what he does here. So we like that one. And I like the long decel. You don't get to see it too well, but that's a significant decel. An important part of the swing is, excuse me there. An important part of the swing is that long decel for guys that aren't too big. They need more degrees of freedom to slow down because the body will only accelerate as fast as it can decelerate. And if you stop yourself and, you're not a 230-pound gorilla, then that can be tough on your bat speed. The body is pre-programmed not to swing faster than it can stop. So if you have more degrees to slow down, then you can address the baseball pre-impact with much more force. And you see that from McCutcheon time and time again here. This is a good move to the ball. We're going to see good back knee drive here. This is a great shot, the AGH or whatever that is, Cam. Just to take a look at that back knee drive to the ball. You know, his foot is actually off the ground at impact. Okay, so we like that. And you're seeing good flexion in that back arm, of course. You know, we always have flexion of that back arm no matter what. And the front arm flexion depends on location. So if we see that straight arm, we know it's middle or middle away. If we see that it's bent, we know that he's pinching. And right here, he stays with that long lever, creating a good radius to hit through the ball, giving him more bat speed. And this ball left the bat at 110 miles per hour and traveled 447 feet. And without that lever, you don't hit the ball 447 feet. So we like that picture there. It's a great one there. And just another one here of where the location is and how he keeps his lever on that pitch that's middle. And he drives through it after impact. He keeps his palm up, palm down position. Impact's about there. And let's see how long he can keep his palm up, palm down through the ball, creating depth in his swing. Depth in the swing is a very important thing. That's why we hit off the Wave Master so much. We want to make sure that our bat is not exiting the zone too quickly and that we can hit a ball that's perfect, a ball that's maybe we're a little bit fooled on, whether we're late or early. If we have depth in our swing, if we maintain good posture and we maintain good angle through the zone, flat through the window, we can hit the ball a lot more consistently. And McCutcheon, let's keep an eye on his hand there and see how long it is before he'll roll over and exit the zone. See, he's down the line with that pitch. Out. See that swing there? It's out. He's not pulling off. Out, 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 out. Hands are still good. And then right about there is where he finally says, okay, time for me to turn around and start my decel. But that is well after impact that he has broken his wrist. So that's why we use the check swing drill so much. It's a very important part of what we do when we're exiting the zone too quickly. Another great shot there to help us see what's really happening with elite hitters. That's a nice one right there, too. That's showing us, again, how long he's holding. If you look in the small box, folks, if you just focus over here for now, how long he is holding impact there. Palm up, palm down position. That is just great. Okay, he's got that good flexion. And then if he were to have the Wave Master over here, you know, he would still be able to hit that and not break his wrist. See, he's keeping his wrist staying down the line. And then finally right there, he rolls over. Well past where we would have the Wave Master right there. Okay, that is just really good view of a really important part of hitting that maybe doesn't get enough recognition like it should. That's Andrew McCutcheon. Many different looks at the same swing. Pretty cool stuff. And hopefully you guys can get something out of this.